Hi, this is Gloria Butler, and you're listening to or watching Gapping with Girlfriends. First of all, I had a marvelous weekend. I have two friends that are super, super, super private, so I won't bother giving them a name check because they wouldn't want me to. But they got married, and it was beautiful. The group of people that were there were perfect, and he always said he wouldn't get married. And he did. And it's exciting because she's super exciting and gorgeous and smart. And anyway, they're perfect. And what makes the wedding story a little bit more perfect is that her gorgeous dog was also in the wedding. And I love that. It's their child and it should have been in the wedding and was. They both looked stunning. So that was my weekend in addition to spending some time with my grandkids, which is always my very, very, very favorite thing to do. So all in all, it's a happy day for me. Anyway, today I'm going to be speaking to my girlfriend who's also a client, and her name's Atea, and she's an amazing singer-songwriter. This should be a fun chat. So hopefully by time she and I finish chatting, anybody that's listening to this will check her out on Atea, ATAIA.com. And she'll tell you what social media is good to check her out too. Hi, Atea. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you very much. I'm really good now that I can hear you.
I know.
So that
much
always
much
helps.
quieter
That
today.
always helps in the chat.
Mhm.
So tell me what's going on
Nothing.
other than
I
we
mean,
have a delayed single that's about to come out
I know.
soon. Just a
I'm
little.
excited. Yeah.
I'm really excited.
I know. I'm so excited. I got the master and I was very excited about
Love
that.
it. I love the pictures. I love everything about it.
Yeah, I'm really
So,
excited. The visuals look really cool. So it's very nostalgic. So I'm excited.
do you want to start with telling everybody a little bit about yourself, which is hard to do? And when you're talking about yourself, I can talk about anything but myself. So
I know.
go for it.
It's hard.
1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah, I I was born no, but my name's Atea. I'm a singer songwriter. I write music. I sing music. That's pretty much what I do. I honestly do everything creative, but
You dance, which I didn't know about
yeah, I
until really
do
recently.
anything creative. I pretty much do. I also love boxing. I love sports. I love I love a lot. I'm also kind of sick right now, so sorry if I sound
No, you
congested.
don't.
Okay.
You sound okay.
If
A
you hear me
little
go,
throaty, but that's good.
that's
That's
why.
okay. Um,
But yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, that's the gist.
you can beatbox.
I can beatbox, yeah, randomly. I mean, I haven't in a while, but
But you
I used to do
can.
that all the time. Actually, I used to get detention all because I would do it without knowing I was doing it, and teachers would get so mad at me. And I would
Like in
get
a Tourette sort of way. You would just sit there and all of a
well,
sudden.
no, like I would just be like, working on something during test time or homework time or something, and I would just start like making noises with my mouth.
That's very funny.
And they'd be like, Atea, stop it. I'm like, I don't even know I'm doing it.
Yeah, right.
No,
I love
really. I'm
that.
just like, I zone out and I just start doing it. And then I'm like, oh,
Not being a singer, songwriter, musician, but how did you come about taking it seriously and wanting to
um,
um, put put the food on your table by being
yeah.
a singer songwriter?
I would honestly say we grew up in like a really rough area growing up. And so my dad was like my biggest believer. Like he really instilled in me at a young age that like I could really pursue music, which I'm super lucky for because I know a lot of people have the opposite experience. They're usually like, no, that's not realistic. My dad was the complete opposite. He was like, you can really do this if you just, go after it. And so I just knew I didn't want to live in that type of lifestyle. So I was like, I'm just going to do everything I can to go after my dreams. And so that's what I did from like a young age. And then it brought me to Nashville, which then brought me here.
I think that's so interesting how many musicians, I think this happens a lot in the sporting world too.
Mhm.
Certainly in the music world, how many people, come from a rougher background or don't have it so easily growing up if it's a money thing or if
Yeah.
it's where you live or just, family thing, whatever, people seem to, so many different musicians I know seem to be striving to get to a better place, whatever that means.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it definitely, pushes you, outside of your comfort zone because, you just don't want to stay in your situation. So I'm grateful for it. Can, suck obviously, but
So
you're like, yeah.
it was a motivational factor
Yeah,
for
it's
you.
motivational. Yeah.
So, what was the first song that you wrote and what did you do with it?
The first song I wrote was called Unlock Doors.
So she says.
Yeah.
I think your doggy's agreeing with you.
Yeah. It's called Unlock Doors. And I wrote it with my dad. And it was like my first fully I wrote songs before that, but it wasn't like I never fully had them produced or recorded or anything. But I always wrote like poems and songs and stuff from like when I was like 6 years old. But this was like my first real song where it was like recorded and I could like listen to it.
And how old were you?
I think I was like 12. I think I was like 11 or 12. Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
I know. And my dad's playing guitar. It's really cute.
And did you ever release it?
No. I mean, my dad showed it to literally everyone in the world, but no, I never released it. It was just,
I don't know if you ever like maybe re-recorded or did anything.
Maybe. I mean, maybe someday because it's special, but no, I never released it. I mean, I think I put it on YouTube when I was super young, because I used to have a YouTube back then. I would just sing randomly and put stuff on YouTube. But no, I never I didn't know how to release stuff back then. So
yeah, well, it was totally different then.
Yeah,
too.
it was so different.
Then
Yeah.
people had to.
I would just put stuff on YouTube.
TikTok wasn't.
Yeah.
So then after you were 12 and after you did that, at what point did you decide that you were going to devote your life?
It was probably when I met an agent that lived in Nashville, and he
Which is where you're recently from anyway.
Yeah. And he scouted me when I was living in Maryland. And so he was like, you need to move to Nashville. And so that kind of gave me motivation to move to Nashville. And so that's what got me to move there. And then when I moved there, I started doing homeschooling, but I was around like a bunch of older people, like probably in their 30s and 40s. And I was like 15. I was like 15, 16. So I kind of went through depression because I was like,
was your mom
can relate to me. My mom was there. She came with me.
Oh.
Yeah, she moved with me. But, she was working. So it was just like me and like
old people.
All these older people, yeah. So I kind of went through like a depression because I was like, I don't feel, and also I was like, I was so new to it, and these were all like seasoned like session players and like everyone that knew what they were doing. And I had no idea I was used to just writing in my room. You
weren't with your school peers or anything either.
Yeah, no, it was literally like, I think maybe the youngest person was probably 27 or something.
Old.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah. So I was, I definitely felt weird and, not even heard either. So it kind of made me, it like took this like super confident young girl and like made me kind of be like, ooh, what am I doing? Do this? Yeah, exactly. I was like, I don't like this. Yeah. So it kind of made me like retract a little bit. And I was like, I want to go back to high school and like all this stuff. So I did. I went back to high school and I kind of paused on the sessions. I was still doing it, but I wasn't doing it full time like I was when I first moved to Nashville. Because I think for the first year, that's like all I was doing.
And when you just said sessions, were you doing sessions in Nashville the way I know sessions in Nashville? Or was it different that you'd walk into a room with a stranger for however many hours?
Yeah.
That you didn't even know if you had anything in common. You didn't even know if you liked the person. You didn't even know anything. And you wrote
Sometimes
That's a
the guy I was
phenomenon
because I was a minor, sometimes the guy that was like, I guess
looking after
managing
you.
me at the time
Yeah.
was with me sometimes. He would be there most of the time. Yeah, for the most part, I didn't know anybody. And they all, they were all like, oh, she's so young. They didn't care what I said. They were just kind of like,
And you were like, oh, can you try it in this
yeah,
kind of thing? Like, oh, no.
yeah.
What do you know?
So, exactly. So it was a huge learning curve. I was like, whoa. I was like, this is what it's like.
And it's, I
So,
mean, it's, again, I find it a phenomena that
yeah,
people are thrown together to write because that's,
yeah,
I know people have sessions everywhere. Wherever there's music, there's songwriters, wherever there's songwriters, there's sessions. But in Nashville, it's like such a kind of like regimented factory feel to me.
yeah.
Because
Well, Nashville writing is super different. And to me personally, than I think
no,
LA is.
I bet.
Like LA is very like relaxed and like it's very there's no time limit really, and it's very just like you kind of go with the flow, for the most part. Whereas in Nashville it's very like 10
9
a.m.
to 5 or
and you
something
have to leave at like 4 p.m. and
because of the next person
you
coming, or
have to,
because you have to go to your
yeah.
next session or
And that's not
whatever
with
it is.
every single session, but like most sessions are very, very like it feels like a 9 to 5.
Regimented,
Very regimented, yeah.
corporate. Yeah.
Mhm. And there's no
Now,
flow sometimes.
I mean, I was saying, I'm not a songwriter and I've got no idea, but it just all
Yeah,
sounds very scary that I can't even imagine as a 15-year-old doing that
yeah,
with
yeah.
or without an
That
adult
was weird.
chaperone. It's just, very,
I
very
know.
weird.
It's weird. So, I mean, it's definitely different now, I would say, but I mean, there's a lot more like pop and younger people there now than there was when I was there.
Oh, that's interesting. So when you started doing the
It was more
sessions,
like pop country when I went there.
yeah, I bet.
And so it was like they were starting pop, and which is why he wanted me to go there because he was like, it's going to be like, well, he's like, we need more pop. And I was like, I don't fit in. I was like, at all.
And you knew that
Um,
at 15.
yeah.
That's also what you said.
I stood out like a sore thumb. I was wearing like a I love hip hop shirt and like white Nikes, and my hair was dyed red. And I was like, I was like, I don't fit in. But
Which is the odd one out here.
yeah.
I can
But
imagine.
it definitely I'm glad it definitely built another side of me. So
Oh no, I'm sure. I'm sure that
yeah,
was all part of the baby steps that you had to
yeah,
go through
for
to
sure. Yeah.
define yourself
Yeah.
as a songwriter.
Yeah. And I mean, and Nashville has the best, I mean, some of the best songwriters for sure. So it's like, it's definitely a place to like learn how to really songwrite.
And you go back there frequently. You still have family there. You go back there. I mean, you go
Oh
back
yeah.
there.
I go back
you do your
every few
sessions
times
there
a
too.
year.
But could you ever live there again?
No. I mean, maybe like part-time, but I could not, unless I'm older and like have a family, but I don't think I could live there full time. I don't know.
You don't think it's a place for a young single woman.
No. Well,
Well,
you know what?
not
It
you
depends
anyway.
on what your goals are and what your lifestyle is. Like if you want to be settled down in your 20s and you're like looking for a calmer experience and like, then definitely. For me, I'm like I love how in LA it's just like you meet so many people all the time. I have community here, my family's here.
Just more free spirited.
Yeah, it's way more free spirited. So I definitely I like that aspect. I also love how fast things move here. Things are a lot slower there. So yeah, it just depends on what you're looking for.
Are they dog friendly in Nashville? Like you can take your dog pretty
Oh
much
yeah, super
anywhere.
dog friendly. Yeah. I mean, it's like a small LA. Like most people that live in Nashville now are from LA and from New
That's
York
true.
and
I know
Chicago.
so many
Yeah.
people that have
So
moved there from
it's
LA.
not too much of a difference. It's just when you start to get out of the city, that's when you're like, well,
Like more
Sure.
suburb.
Yeah. Super suburb.
If you were to tell somebody to go look for you on Spotify or anywhere, what
Yes.
song you would hope somebody would listen to everything that's up. But if you were to direct somebody to a particular song of yours,
Mhm.
what would it be?
Mm, that's hard. I guess I would say Couch just because it's like it's fun. It's a fun song, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to that one. And then I would say boy bands. I would say those are the two that I would say.
And they're the two most recent
Yeah,
songs, boy
yeah,
bands, and then Couch. I think Couch is so relatable to
yeah. I feel like a lot of people can relate to it.
everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody that has everybody that lived through the pandemic can certainly relate to being on your couch and not wanting to leave your house and just becoming that indoor fixture,
yeah,
which we all were for a seemingly long time.
yeah,
Um, it's a great song, but it's so relatable, and I think that that's
yeah, yeah. It's a fun song. I mean, I love. First of all, I mean, I loved making it with Rob, and it was just I love it because it just happened so organically. Like we did have a session like before the event that we were going to go to, but we just everything we were making, we just weren't really feeling it. And then we went to eat, and then we were like, okay, we should go to the event. And then we were just sitting there, and we were just like, both of us really didn't want to go to the event.
and what
And
was the
so
event?
it was some like his manager or something. Like we had some type of like it was like some networking thing for his label, and we just didn't want to go. We just both didn't want to we didn't have like the patience, I guess, to like just try to do small talk. So we
I
just
get
and
it.
then that's when the song happened. We were just hanging out, and then we were like, okay, we'll go in 10 minutes. And then we started making the song, and we was like, "Ugh," and then all of a sudden like 3 hours passed, and we are just like, okay, we're just gonna keep making this
I
song.
love it.
Yeah.
And what other songs have you all done together?
We've done a lot of songs. I mean, we've done Bike, Saucy.
Which are both great songs.
Yeah, they are. I know, which you guys can't listen to, but
Yet,
and a few more. I'm blanking on the names, but we've done a lot of songs. Honestly, probably have like an EP worth of songs together.
so
Yeah.
that's it. That would be a fun thing to do. Different EPs, all the Rob sessions, the
Yeah, all the
solo
Rob
sessions, the
Yeah.
whatever. It's
Yeah.
fun. Try to talk about your new song coming out soon, whatever date that is.
Hopefully very, very soon. But Endgame, yes. It's basically about just like a person in your life that you always thought would be the one that you would end up with, but you guys end up in different, you just have two different trajectories, and you realize so much time has passed and you guys are completely different people, and it just doesn't align anymore. But you just love them so much that even though it doesn't make sense, you still want to be with them. And that's kind of what the song's about.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it a true story?
Kind of. I mean, there's a mix in different stories in it. Like, I feel like that's how a lot of my songs are. Like, all my songs are never really about like one person. It's usually a mix of multiple people. It'll start off like my idea will usually be about one person, but then I'll start to tangle in different stories. So,
That's cool. And not being a songwriter, it's so hard for me to understand how
mhm.
people, it seems like the natural thing to do is to draw off of your own personal experiences.
Mhm.
And it's interesting because there are songwriters that write about things that could never even possibly be part of something that person's experienced. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just something that um
Oh
so
yeah.
it's interesting. It's like Diane Warren and her love songs, and
Yeah.
it's bizarre to me how that happens. But I guess that's just all part of the creative process
Yeah.
of being able to
Well,
either have an imagination or just be able to write from your head or your heart
mhm.
anyway, even if it's something that you don't experience.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just being intuitive too. Like
Yeah,
when I was a kid, I used to write songs about war. I didn't go
you
through war.
did.
Yeah, I didn't go through that. But
How
I
was
used to
that?
write, yeah, I used to write things all the time about war and all
You and
that
my
stuff.
husband.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So, it's just, I think it's just, you tap into different things, you know?
Um, and first, when you start a song, do you usually start it with a melody or with words from a poem or the music?
So when I'm alone, I usually start a song with lyrics and melody. But technically the melody and then I refine the lyrics. Um, so yeah, that's usually how it comes to me first. But if I'm in a session, it's usually the producer is playing some type of beat or a track, and then I'm just writing to it. So
And I know
I would say melody is always first. Yeah.
you once told me that when you do some of your long distance driving, which you like to do.
Yep. I get all my ideas.
I love that.
Yeah. That's where boy bands came to me when driving. Endgame came to me when driving.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
I know.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Because I like to kind of lose myself when I'm driving. And if I wrote at all, I could just imagine sitting there with my voice memo thing or whatever that's called on your phone and just be writing away. If it was poetry or a story, it definitely wouldn't be music, but I would, if I was creative like that, I could just imagine all of it happening in the car.
Yeah. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like you're just not thinking. So much comes to you, even just like clarity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good place to start, right?
Yeah.
So do you have any specific pastimes or hobbies that,
Boxing is one of my favorite hobbies. I love it so much.
are really good?
I'm pretty good.
You are?
I am pretty
I have
good.
to come to the gym and watch one day.
You have to come take a class. It's so funny because before I found this place on Melrose, I thought I was so good. And I remember going there and it's like a real like they teach you technique and everything. So it's like a real boxing place. I thought I was so good because I took like Title and like all these other boxing places. And then I went there and I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like I had no technique, no form, nothing.
Really?
Yeah. And then, but being there, I've gotten really good, so now I'm like, yeah.
So how long have you been doing it and how did you start doing it?
Well, I've been boxing, on and off like my whole life because my brother was into it too. Like that was our
I
thing.
didn't know that.
We used to box all the time together.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's special.
Yeah, super special. I stopped and then I just kind of did it for working out when I was in Nashville. And then when I came back here, my friend owns a gym here. And so I was like, yeah, I'll come check it out. And I had multiple other friends that went there. So I was like, I'll go. Went, got addicted. And now I like live there. Now it's like my family. So I'm there all the time.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. So I love it. Yeah. I definitely am so much better.
So as far as a workout goes, obviously your upper arms must benefit a lot from boxing. What else?
Oh yeah. It's honestly your whole body.
Really? I guess so.
Yeah.
You're moving.
Because you're doing conditioning too. Like you're doing squats in between, you're doing, you do drills. So it's not just like you're hitting the bag the whole time. You also do partner drills. So you practice like blocking and stuff like that.
Do you only do it with other females or no?
No, I do it with males and
anybody.
Females. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh yes, I'm definitely going to come have a watch.
Yeah, come take a class. We can take a class together.
No thanks. I couldn't even begin to imagine. But spinning is about as far as I go. Do you paint or do anything that kind of artsy?
I did when I was younger. I used to be so artistic. Like I used to take art class. I used to draw and everything. Then I stopped. And then recently I really wanted to get back into it. And it was horrible. So
it was?
Yeah,
meaning you were horrible or horrible that it was just not a good time?
I was horrible. I used to be good. And then I was like, oh, maybe I'll just like be good again. I like started drawing and I was like, this looks like a third grader. I was like, this is pretty bad.
So it's not like a bike that once you
Yeah, it's not like a bike. Yeah.
I did a painting class with a group of people. I can't think what they're called, but there's places where you go and have wine and you paint and they tell you what to do.
Yeah.
It's not a paint by number, but it's
Yeah.
a watch the teacher paint and you follow what she does.
Mhm.
Anyway, so I went to one of these someplace where it was just a small group of us doing it.
Yeah.
I had the best time ever. I
Really?
got my husband to do it too. We had a great time. I've done it now maybe 4 or 5 times. And I'm just as bad now as I was when I started.
Yeah.
It's such a laugh. And it's just fun to watch
Yeah.
everybody painting the same picture and how there's different levels of crap you are.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's fun. That's
one
fun.
at the bottom. And then there's,
Yeah. I would like to do something like that. Like
Yeah,
that would be fun.
it's interesting, even like as far as doing little black birds, and just a couple of brush strokes or whatever. Everybody's brush stroke length is different or
Yeah.
thickness is different or something. It's just, good fun. That makes for a good party, I think. Good idea.
That is a good party idea.
So, I like that. And how did you get your cold?
My gold?
Your cold. How
Oh.
did you, have you been out too much?
I
Have
thought you
been
said
not
my
taking-
gold. I was like,
Where?
like I don't have gold. I was like, these are fake. I don't know.
But have you just been out partying too much? Have you been staying up too late? Or you?
No, I don't know.
Why
I
do
just
people-
bought it.
Do you know
I just-
why? Because nobody's wearing masks anymore, and everybody's immunity's changed now that we spend a year behind a mask. I think.
Yeah.
I do. I think.
Oh
That,
yeah. I've been getting sick like so much, and I never really get sick. Like I didn't
everybody's
anyway.
saying
Except for
that.
the past year, I've been getting sick like every few months, and I'm like, what is this?
Kids in school. Kids are back at school now, and nobody's wearing masks. And everybody I know that has a kid or a grandkid is telling me horror stories with different coughs they're coming home with, or runny nose, or whatever that
Yep.
nobody's seen for a while. So that sucks.
I know.
But
But we just got to build our immunity back up. So
we're not going to all stay home again.
that's definitely, that won't help our immunity.
No.
No.
And no. I mean, it's we're all going to be out there and just hope for
Yeah.
the best.
I'm just chugging my ginger shots and taking my vitamins.
Do that. Vitamins. Do you take zinc?
I take zinc. I take silver. I take copper. I
You
take
did no gold though.
no gold. No gold. Haven't
But
done that
do you
yet.
know if you take zinc, you need to take something called quercetin.
Oh,
You should look it up. There's a friend of
write that
mine.
down. Quercetin.
My friend's boyfriend, who's also
Uh-huh.
a friend of mine, is actually a rocket scientist, and he reads about everything. Like he's literally a rocket scientist. And when the pandemic hit and everybody started taking zinc, I know a lot of people took zinc anyway, but zinc was the thing.
It was the thing. Yeah. Everyone's like, take zinc.
So he was reading about it.
Quercetin.
And they say that it's almost not quite a waste of time to take it without quercetin, but the
like your body
benefit of
doesn't absorb it.
quercetin, it's like it opens like a portal for the zinc. And I think it's only for zinc, but
Well, that's
I
kind
take
of
them
like
together.
how turmeric is. They say like turmeric, your body doesn't absorb it unless you put black pepper in it.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Do you do that?
Usually most shots I get have black pepper in it because of that. Became like a big thing. But who knows,
Do
honestly.
you ever have, I know, none
I
of
feel
us
like
know.
there's something new every day.
Do you ever have turmeric coffees?
No, that sounds horrible.
I know, really horrible. But I know
That's
somebody
a
that
tea.
does.
Yes. I've had turmeric.
Oh, maybe it's tea. No, maybe it is tea. I may have
Turmeric
made up the coffee
does
part.
not
I know it
really
was a
sound that great.
caffeinated drink.
Yeah.
So I think it was probably tea. Do you do that?
Yeah, I've had tea before. I've had like a turmeric, latte thing.
And do you put pepper in that? Or do they put pepper in that?
I think they put pepper in it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who knew?
But I think some
Gross.
places do and then some places don't. So really it's just for the color. I don't
Oh.
think your body really absorbs it.
Huh.
That's what I've heard.
Huh.
Yeah.
So what's the rest of your day like today?
Today I have to go to T-Mobile. Fix my
Fun.
phone. Yeah. And then I have a session and then I'm
Nice.
boxing.
Nice.
Yep. And I'm seeing some friends after boxing, and that's pretty much my day.
Don't be giving your cold out. How?
Give it to everyone.
Yeah, you got it. May as well make everybody else
I
suffer.
agree.
But what is it? Just me, or is going to a cell phone store
I hate
one
it.
of the most painful experiences?
Which is why I've been procrastinating so much. The only reason why is because I'm filming more bits for Endgame, and I want to make sure my camera is like really good. So it's the only reason. But I've been procrastinating so much because I just hate going.
No,
hate going.
I honestly can't think of anything that I dislike. Oh, the DMV maybe?
Well, the DMV and also talking on the phone. I'd rather go in person than talk on the phone.
Oh, I get that.
Yeah.
I get it.
Because they're like, hold please, and then you're on hold for like
No, I get it. At least if you're there,
hours.
you have in your head, I'm not leaving till I'm sorted. So you can't,
exactly.
You can't put me on hold. You can't.
Exactly. Like if I'm there in person, I'm like, I know that it's going to get somewhere instead of like where they keep transferring you, and then you have to explain over and over. No. So
yeah, I get it. So is there anything else that you'd like to talk about or say, or
no, just
tell people how to find you online?
Yeah, find me online. Instagram is really where I upload all the time. Can find a lot of my unreleased stuff on there.
And your Instagram is?
Ataia, ATAIA official.
There you go.
Yes.
Well, if you liked this podcast, then make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you keep checking either my social media or Ataia, so you know when that single Endgame is coming out, which will be really soon.
Yeah, November.
3 weeks, 2 weeks, soon.
Very soon. Yeah.
And loads of good things in the new year. So yeah. Keep watching out for her. And thank you very much for joining. And thank you for coming and talking
Thanks
to
for
me,
having
Ataia.
me.
I know, I love this. We have to do a part 2.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Thanks, guys.
See you later. Thanks. Bye. Bye. Thanks so much for tuning in today. And be sure to follow Gabbing with Girlfriends on here so you never miss an episode. You can also find us on social media for more fun and in-depth conversations. Thank you.